cocky and me know what to do. I send a man to death. Well, you know, on the Indian side, there's called your father small brother your kaka, and there's called his wife your kaki. So here what happened with my kaki and kaka. Me kaki and me kaka, that I don't know what to do. I send a man to dig, but tell him to dig too. But the man so bold, he only dig one hole, and tell me to put my cocky in my caca hole. You want to put my cocky in my caca hole. Put my cocky inside my caca hole. I want to see the hole that he dig. I want to see the hole that he dig. Cause he only telling me that my caca hole real big. Put my cocky in my caca hole. Put my cocky inside my caca hole. Well, you know, on the Indian side, there's called your father small brother your kaka, and there's called his wife your kaki. So here what happened with my kaki and kaka. Me kaki and me kaka, that I don't know what to do. I send a man to dig grave, I tell him to dig too. But the man so bold, he only dig one hole, and tell me to put my cocky in my caca hole. You want to put my cocky in my caca hole. Put my cocky inside my caca hole.
Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito, despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito. Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito.
Well, you know, on the Indian side, there's called your father small brother your kaka, and there's called his wife your kaki. So here what happened with my kaki and kaka. Me cocky and me caca, that I don't know what to do. I send a man to dig grave, I tell him to dig too. But the man so bold, he only dig one hole, and tell me to put my cocky in my caca hole. You want to put my cocky in my caca hole. Put my cocky inside my caca hole. I want to see the hole that he dig. I want to see the hole that he dig. Cause he only
This is
telling
Attorney
me
Shellen,
that
Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
Yeah, my name is Jasnity Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. Good evening to all of you. My name is Mark Anthony Benchap, and welcome to Straight Up. We're going to rock and roll this evening until 9 o'clock, not a minute after 9. I still have another flight to catch. I got to go. I got to do my stuff. I got to represent the people of Guyana. I'm not going to be like these two losers. Losers. You know what I mean? These two losers, these two wimps, these two, well, I don't want to say the rest. You guys can say it in the comment section. But these guys are two no good vagabonds. As they say in Hindi, they are nimakaram. Nimakaram. They are katahars and korhi. Katahar and korhi simply means that they are no good. They are no good for the nation. And you are correct, Gloria. They are spine and spineless. Spiny and spina. Spider and spidu. That is what they are. Crapo and frog. They are no good for the nation. These are the people who love to call people all manner of names. Well, they got take it back like a man. Well, sorry about that. No pun intended, because we already know the Jack deal. Good evening to all of you guys. 14 minutes after 8 o'clock. Eastern Standard Time. It's 14 minutes after 9 o'clock in beautiful Guyana. Welcome to Straight Up. If you're watching us for the first time ever, yes, you got a message. You know, we are very straight up. We don't beat around the bush. We tell it like it is right here on 107.1 FM. Speaking of telling it like it is, guess what? A group of people from the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. There's a team of those folks in Guyana right now. But Samgur and Gurusuru decide that they are going to flee their homeland. They do not want to be there. They are afraid. They are a bunch of pussycats. That's who they are. Take a look at them. Samgur and Gurusuru, or Kaki and Kaka. That is what they are about. They love to intimidate citizens. And you know the thing about it, remember remember, this guy, Sam Gur, went into Buxton and he turned to, I think Dr. David Hines was passing by. And we feel comfortable addressing David as Dr. David Hines because he earned his PhD. Not like Kaka. Got his PhD through somebody who was actually paid for, an honorary degree. Now, I'm not going to knock people who, whether they paid or somebody felt sorry for them and give them an honorary degree, or whether they actually did something to actually get an honorary degree. But nowhere else in the world, guys, nowhere else in the world, people with an honorary degree put that in the front of their names and love to be called Doctor this and Doctor that. Only in Guyana. People got to stop with this foolishness. An honorary degree should not be used like how this Nimakaram Jack Dave is using his. And I've noticed some other folks are using it too. Doctor this and Doctor that. Dr. Kaki and Dr. Kaka. Dr. Samgur and Dr. Zuru. Samgur and Zuru Suru. Gayatri, good evening. How are you doing? All right. Glad that you guys are listening, the entire family. Gosh, we have an entire family listening because they want to find out who is Kaki and who is Kaka. I guess by now they know Samgur and Guru Suru, right? But good evening to all of you guys. Back to this, honorary PhD. Honorary PhD. Y'all stop using this thing as doctor and doctor this and that. Y'all are not doctors. It's being misused, guys. Do not do that. Gosh. Now, I heard at Freedom House, the people at Freedom House were calling those 10 days workers. And those workers that they paid to go out there during elections time, they paid those people, right? They called them in and they said, hey, guess what? You guys got to do something. They want these 10 days workers now to go to the border of Venezuela there with slinging shots and all manner of things, And when 3 persons turned up at Freedom House, you can tell that they didn't like it. You can tell that they're not up to the task. Just take a look at their facial expressions. They've been going nowhere. They're upset. They're pissed off. They're saying, why should they go? In fact, the one in the middle said, no one think it's Jubilee. They're gone to Dubai to enjoy themselves, to sport up, wind up and thing up. And we must go, where? Venezuela border to fight? Look, they were totally upset. They said they've been going nowhere. The one on the right just bust a big suck teeth. And Guyanese suck teeth, you could hear it from Georgetown all the way past Ituni or Kokwani. A suck teeth is one of the most annoying thing. I don't know where Guyanese got that from. Can somebody in the audience tell me where they got this suck teeth from? Now, this is what the regime is doing, putting these people on the front line. The people vex. They promised that after the referendum, that dotish referendum of Maduro out in Venezuela, that they are going to get cash grant. They're going to call post-Venezuela referendum cash grant. That is why these 3, well, not these individuals, that is why these 2 Pakus, Kaki and Kaka, jumped on a plane and they gone all the way to Dubai because they are afraid. They are afraid. They're trembling. They jump with their family, their friends, and they're gone. And they're going to drink the most expensive rum, the most expensive wine, and they're going to dance up. And this is what they're going to do when they get there in Dubai. Take a look.
I love you in every way. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. Oh, why. Oh, yes.
Woman, you may not be well in a drive a fast car. Come me now go let you out and when you come from far. You remember when me only have one arrow shirt and you muzzle with me in a your tight up skirt.
That is what they're about. They're not concerned about the people. Come on, guys. Kaki and Kaka are not concerned about you guys. Guy 3, are you guys hearing me? Kaki and Kaka are not concerned about you guys at all. Period. They're just not concerned about you guys. Look at what they've done. They're supposed to be there in the country. They're supposed, well, the farther they are away from Guyana, the better for all Guyanese. But they just don't care. They jumped on a plane and they're gone. They left Savitri, punch your own. They left Waveney, punch your own. They left all of the Guineas, regardless of your ethnicity. They left everybody on their own and they're gone. They're gone. Look, you caught up with, I caught up with Jack Dale at the airport. Just imagine. And I asked him a question. Why are you guys running away from Guyana? Why, Jack Dale? Why are you guys running away from Guyana? And this is the best Jack Dale can do in responding to me. Why, Jack Dale? Why are you guys running away from Guyana to Dubai? Why?
That's going really well. When the working day gets done, oh girls, they wanna have fun. Oh girls, just wanna have fun.
You guys heard, right? I'm not, look, you guys think I'm lying? Look, Jack Dale's response to why they have left Guyana, why they're gone and left everybody. Sumintra, Mali, they left Waveney, they left Karen, they left everybody in Guyana to punish on their own, and they gone to Dubai. Why, Jack Dale? Let the people know. Why are you gone? Why are you guys out of Guyana now? Come on, Jack Dale. Tell them.
That's going really well. When the working day gets done, oh girls, they wanna have fun. Oh girls, just wanna have fun.
Anyways, if you're now joining us, good evening. My name is Mark Benchap. Welcome to Straight Up. On a serious note, Jack Dale and Irfan, they're out of Guyana. At this time, they're out of Guyana. They're not concerned about Guyanese. The people out in Skeldon and Corriverton at the market, they were crying out for some sort of justice. They wanted to meet folks. They wanted somebody to say something to them, but nothing at all. Hundreds of thousands of dollars people lost there, millions of dollars. But look at what has happened. You have a cold-hearted regime that's not concerned about the people. Just the other day, Irfan went to the border there, Guyana and Venezuela. He sat in a hammock. He probably talked a little Nancy story with the boys. And then after that, he climbed all the way up to the mountain, pretending as though he flew in with a helicopter, and it was just all a photo op. They're not concerned about you guys. You know, which leader of a country, sorry that I'm saying it like that, but which leader of a country would leave that country in times like this? What leader? What leader, guys? Now I'm looking at your comments. What leader would leave his or her country and fly away? Fly away like that. It's kind of like fly away Peter, fly away Paul. Well, they're gone. I hope, though, that in Dubai, they will file for asylum. I swear. I hope that they file for asylum and they will remain right there. Let them not go back to Guyana. Guyana could do without them. Guyana could do without Kaki and Kaka. They are not needed in Guyana. They are a bunch of hypocrites. That is what they are. These folks are not, I repeat, they're not concerned about Guyana. They're not concerned about the welfare of Guyanese. And you are correct, Cheryl Sanders. They are unpatriotic. You know what? I really don't want to say the rest, but they are unpatriotic. This is the best they can do when you ask, why are they out of Guyana?
That's going really well. When the working day gets done, oh girls, they wanna have fun.
fun. And then the other one.
Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito.
Despacito. Look, this might sound as fun for you guys. It is not fun. It is serious business. Jack Deere and Irfan, forget about Jack Deere. Irfan is the installed president. Has no reason for flying out the country at this time and coming back one day before the so-called comical referendum there in Venezuela. Mr. Caesar, good evening to you, sir. How are you?
A pleasant good evening to you, Mark. I am doing fine, and good evening to all our listeners and viewers.
Thank you so much. Now, let's touch on the fact that Irfan Ali and a delegation, a weak and incompetent delegation, they're out of the country in this particular time. Your take on that as a Guyanese, how does that make you feel, sir?
Well, Mark, before I even answer, is Barry Jack Dio present with him also? This.
That's gonna be really well. When the working day is done, oh girls, they wanna have fun. Oh girls, just wanna have fun.
To answer your question, they're just there to have fun. He's gone. All of them are gone.
Okay.
I just hope they file for asylum. If they want pro bono help with that asylum in Dubai, I'm here. I will help them out. Let them stay out of Guyana. I
was just going to say it would be a good idea for them to contact you. But that being said, Mark, listen, it just shows where the priority of the government lies. If we are going to be in this crisis right now with Venezuela and they're going to choose to go to this conference in Dubai, it just shows you, and it's not good for the people in Guyana. This government continues to fail over and over and over again. They could have sent in substitutes to that conference in Dubai, and they could have gotten it via Zoom or whatever. I'm sure Zoom would be available for that conference and attended that way. If it is that important that they get the information directly. But these guys, Mark, why do I have a sense that they are scared? Why do I have a sense that they're scared? And it's funny because these are the guys who is reaping all the benefits in the country and just lying in their pockets. And we said this before, that when the rubber does hit the road, that these guys are going to run. And here we go. They're off to Dubai to have fun.
They're gone. That's
on
what
taxpayers'
it is
money, Mark, on taxpayers' money.
Yep. Millions upon millions of dollars it come up to. Look, we have, and thank you so much, Lemon. Let me just show you how these guys operate. Sood Dihari is saying lies to Guyanese people. Now I don't, and Sue, y'all disregard his last name, Sok Chan, quite appropriate last name, but Sood Dihari, Sok Chan, is saying here that lies to the Guyanese people. I agree with Sood Dihari because, and I appreciate the fact that Sood Dihari is so brave to come out and say, all these folks are doing, Bharat and Irfan, they're lying and lying and lying and lying to the Guyanese people. Mr. Sok Chan, thank you so much for your honesty. But continue, Mr. Caesar. This is really, really bad for Guyana, that at this time, when these guys should be in the country, it's not like people really want them in Guyana anyways. But they should have remained in Guyana until maybe after the 4th of December or so, and then just go. But how disrespectful this is and unpatriotic of them, Mr. Caesar.
Well, Mark, very disrespectful, as I would have said before. We are in a position of crisis right now in Guyana. And this is where all hands needs to be on deck, especially when it comes to the government, the installed government. And let me just put it that the opposition, although it's not recognized a whole lot, is a part of the government. And you're not seeing this togetherness. You're not seeing, you know, these people working together. And it looks like if it's a ship with no captain.
And at this time,
just astray.
At this time, Mr. Caesar, nobody really wants them to work because the PPP, these guys, Jack Dave, this bunch, headed by Jack Dave, is a bunch of corrupt SOBs. And we are so glad that we don't really want those in the opposition to contaminate themselves by working with a bunch of corrupt, ignoramus, unpatriotic individuals. Look at these people. Do you think David Arthur Granger, as president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, at this time would leave with his prime minister, would leave with senior officials and head out of Guyana? No, it can't happen. And we cannot sit down and allow this to happen. This is I-pass to the fullest. Disrespect to the entire Guyanese nation. There's nobody there to comfort them. There's no one to talk to the people other than a quick fly in to Region 1, eat little tamrambal, and so forth and so on. That's what they do. I see some trench crappers getting upset, the bumps raising. They can't take it. The truth hurting them the truth hurting them. So what is your take about this referendum, Mr. Caesar?
Well, listen, Mark, I look at the referendum as not just a referendum, but a threat. And Mark, in my honest opinion, all threats needs to be taken seriously. All threats needs to be taken seriously. Hence the reason I am saying that the installed president and the installed de facto president should be in the country and not away. They have to be in Guyana to face the music. How could you turn your back on the people and say, but you're going to Dubai? How important it is to be in Dubai? How imperative it is that Barra Jagdi and Irfan Ali be in Dubai right now, Mark? How imperative?
Certainly, that should have been put in the back burner, but I noticed that Michelle Jones has made a very important comment. The Guyana Defense Force Army officers and, of course, the soldiers are banned from leaving the country. They're restricted. Correct. They cannot leave. But what example are these Pakus, Kaki and Kaka, Jagdev and Irfan Ali are setting? It's not like we expected anything better from the two of them, because they're running the country worse than a cake shop. And I have more respect for people who run in cake shop and Polari stalls and these manner of things than I have for these two individuals who have destroyed Guyana in just a matter of 3 years. Guyana is destroyed. Jagdev giving away a piece of Essequibo, a country that doesn't belong to him. He's giving it away. He wants to share the wealth. He wants to do this. Every single thing he wants to do with Maduro, including giving a piece away of Guyana, that is. This is treasonous. And the fact that they now flew out of the country and told the soldiers that the soldiers can't go, no, the soldiers, the same soldiers that they criticized and they call criminals and all manner of things. They want the soldiers to remain in Guyana to defend these Pakus who are installed into government. These Pakus, these Nimakaram, these Katahars, these Korhis, these Terekabur Nanika Chodorka land. And Gayatri and the others can finish the rest of that Terekabur Nanika Chodor. Shame and disgrace on the PPP regime. But we salute these brave men and women in uniforms, because at the end of the day, these are the guys who have to risk their lives. They don't get a chance to go to Dubai right now and fly away with their families. But the sweet talking to these guys is, oh, better, are you come now? I be go give you a piece of land. How long you applied for a piece of land? Then go give them a piece of land. Right? They're good. Right now, they're important. They're gonna give them a piece of land. You come, whatever you want. You want a little food, I will give you food. You eat food, you nyam go and fight. How long you applied for a piece of land? 20-something years, you're gonna get them tomorrow. I mean, it is a disgrace. This is not how you should run a country. You cannot disrespect our men and women in uniforms. You cannot do that. Look, in the US, whenever I see a military person, I always say, thank you for your service. You guys in Guyana now, whenever you see a GDF officer or whomever, just look at them, go up to them and say, thank you for your service. Thank you for defending us. Thank you for staying at the border while many or most Guyanese are fast asleep, or some of the Pakus are at Palm Court and other places whining and dancing away and skinning up and kyakkyaing and all sorts of things. Guess what? These same soldiers are at the border when these people...
I love you in every way.
Every way you can think of.
I don't know why.
I'll tell you.
Oh, why? I don't know why. Oh, why?
Oh, yes. Woman, you may not be working and drive a fast car. Come me now, go let you out and when you come from far. You remember when me only have one arrow shirt and you muggle with me in your tight skirt.
So when our soldiers, our Guyanese relatives and friends are fast asleep, enjoying themselves and all manner of things, guess what? These are the people who have to be up late at nights, early in the mornings, and all manner of things, defending a nation that is headed by, for the most part, a set of ungrateful Nimakarams, Chamars, and Korhis in the higher echelons of the PPP. Not the ordinary rank and file PPP. I don't have any problem with y'all. I ain't cussing y'all. Y'all have a right to vote and support y'all party. But next elections, I hope you guys will be like Auntie Data.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cop. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. I have none.
If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. There are thousands of other anti-data out there. Apache Warrior, good evening, my friend. I know we got to invite you sometime here on Straight Up Apache. Thank you for your service, Apache Warrior. Thank you for your service. I know we go way back. Apache Warrior, chutney singer, reggae singer, Guyanese guy, has been representing Guyana. Thank you for your service, Apache. I ain't leaving you out, my friend. But Mr. Caesar, back to Guyana. Things rough in that country, all around. Your folks in Plaisance probably telling you how things rough. Tomati gone up, Balanji gone up, okra gone up, Saijambaji gone up, Cocobelly fish gone up, buck crab gone up, Sherrigan crab gone up, Uri gone up, Hassa gone up. Every single thing gone up. Cost of living, as the lady said, I. Cost of living, I. Listen to this video. We'll get to your thoughts on the cost of living.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
Full moon, half moon, and look, things are really rough in that country. A rich country like Guyana, people don't have to punish like that. Oh, man. Oh, people are not punished like this. Why are people punishing? Over to you, sir.
Well, listen, Mark, the PPPC would have been in power for 23 years straight in Guyana. And I feel some of this, the Guyanese people will have to foot some of the blame here. We have to get out of the habit, Mark, of recycling the same old failures when it comes to leadership. We're recycling the same leaders over and over in Guyana. Trust me, guys, there are people within the communities in Guyana who are capable of functioning as leaders. And we need to extract those people. We need a change at the top. If Guyana continues with the PPPC government that's installed and in place right now, a government that is transactional in nature, cost of living is going to continue to skyrocket. And I tell you this, I was privy to a video on Black Friday that was showing Mark what was going on outside of courts. And Guyanese, to be honest with you guys, that is not good. Because Mark, when you look at the crowd that was outside of courts, compared to the crowd when we call on people to come out and protest for a new voters list, we had thousands outside of courts. Sometimes we have 13 outside of GCOM to protest for a new voters list. You know what that says, Mark? It says that the Guyanese people, no matter how we come and we cry on their behalf, what the PPP would say is, Guyanese have disposable income. And it's absolutely not true. It is Christmas, Mark. And that is how Guyanese behave at Christmas time. They're trying to get something to put into their house. I fully understand. That's the end, but there's always a means to an end. If you want change, that all of you don't have to line up in front of courts for 20 television, you go out there, you get a new voters list, and you vote this government out. Sometimes, Mark, you have to take 10 steps backward before you could take those 2 giant steps forward. As Guyanese, we need to get back to basics, man. Mark, Guyanese are generally very intelligent people, you know? And I could see why our country is trending the way it's trending, Mark. When we have a 48% dropout rate in our schools, Mark, that is something to really be concerned about, man. We have some massive issues in Guyana. And we have some real incapable, incompetent, and unintelligent people at the helm in Guyana. And that is exactly what we need to change. Mr. Benchap, I say this to you tonight. Guyana is not a difficult fix from a financial perspective. It's an easy lift. Why? Because we are talking about less than 1 million people, Mr. Benchap. We are talking about less than 1 million people. We're not talking about the United States that have going on 400 million people. We're not talking about India. We're not talking about China. We are talking about Guyana that has maybe, I would say, 850,000 people with the influx of Venezuelans. And we can't fix it. Come on, Guyanese. You guys need to really wake up. And I'm not calling on one faction of Guyanese. I'm calling on everyone, all 6 ethnic groups, man. You guys live together. Stop sitting down and watching a government doing for some of you and totally oppressing others. And those same people that are being oppressed a lot of times is the people who comes to your stores and shop and do these type of things. You guys need to start stepping up. Or else, by the time your eyes open, we would completely lose Guyana to these people. Mark, over to you, sir.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata, Francis Vietnam, and since 1965, I become a voter. And I always place my ex next to the cop. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by 1 vote, they're losing it by data.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
Essequibo belongs to Guyana. Essequibo belongs to Guyana. Essequibo belongs to Guyana. Esquerdo belongs to Guyana. Esquerdo belongs to Guyana. Any other thing Esquerdo belongs to Guyana. Esquerdo belongs to Guyana. Esquerdo belongs to Guyana. Not a blade of grass. Not one blue saki. Not one rice grain.
I've lived in Guyana and I've attended multilateral school. And from my primary days in school to secondary school, I've learned and I've understood that Guyana covers 83 square miles of landmass. I didn't hear that. Square miles, I said that. I said 83,000 square miles.
This situation with Jack Deere and Irfan running away from Guyana like two little pussycats, running away from Guyana. They love to abuse out people, but they're cowards. They are cowards. I wish, honestly, that there would be a big fight in Guyana, not a violence or physical, a big boxing match in Guyana at the National Stadium. And one gloves, just give me one gloves, give Jack Deere two gloves, and let's go in this match. He is a pussycat. He will run away. Look at what they're doing. Venezuela is raising up her skirt with Maduro and the nonsense. And instead of Jack Deere and them to fight back, they ran away like two pussycats. Do you think Maduro would leave Venezuela right now? As much as he's not a real leader? No real leader leaves their country like that. None whatsoever. And Guyanese should never forgive these two brats, Kaki and Kaka, Irfan and Jack Deere, for leaving Guyana and running away in times of need. No way they should be forgiven for that. Look, voters registration, the end date is coming up shortly. Talk to the people about the importance briefly on that, Mr. Caesar.
Yeah, well, Mark, we all know that voters registration, it ends on November 30th. November 30th is the final day. I encourage all the young people and even the older folks to just go out and make sure your name is there, make sure that your identification is properly in place, you know, and you have everything and you're ready to go out and vote. Listen, in order to win it, you have to be in it. If you're not in it, you can't win it. And if you're not in it, you have absolutely no say. You know, so you need to get down to the Guyana Elections Commission. You need to make sure that your name is there. You need to make sure that you apply for your identification. You know, I spoke to a few young people, Mark, who still does not have their IDs as yet, and they're of age. And they promised me that they're going to go down and they're going to make sure that they get their IDs, because I explained to them how imperative it is, you know, to have your identification and to be able to demonstrate your democratic right when it comes time to voting in Guyana. And right now, Mark, I would say what we need to do, what the people of Guyana need to do, is to vote this government out. Listen, you got a guy that is sitting there as an installed president, Mark, that is not just incompetent. I'm sorry, I have to say this, but he's just not educated enough to be sitting, you know, as president. We got to up our game in Guyana, man. We have to stop settling for mediocrity, Mark. We have to stop this thing. We have to stop recycling these leaders. And I'm not just saying this to the PPPC. I'm saying this also for the opposition. Okay? You're going to agree to work for the people. You're going to take that oath to work for the people. You need to get into your position and you need to execute for the people. You can't execute. You need to get out and have the next person step in. It's as simple as that. We got to stop accepting mediocrity. People have to start executing. I think that is where the struggle is coming. We just have people sitting in ministries and not working and are getting paid and are lining their pockets and are serving their friends and families and their cronies. We just cannot allow that. People of Guyana, you guys need to step up and you guys need to start holding these leaders holding their feet to the fire. Let's get out there. Let's get registered. I mean, that this is a starting of the process here. Getting registered. Your name is there. That means that you are going to be a part of the process, a very important process.
They've got to register. Go out there and register. You got to. It ends on the 30th of November. That is 2 days from now. Tomorrow is the 29th, actually. And then the following day, that's it, the 30th. Urge your family members, your relatives and friends who are in Guyana to register. Don't complain after that you can't get to register and GCOM this and that when you haven't done anything during that registration process. You've got to go out, guys, in your numbers. This is what we want those in the opposition to do. Those shadow this and shadow that. Before you're running around the place fighting to become this, you want that, pretending to visiting Lil One and to school and school. People are not bothered about that. Talk to people about going out and vote. Let them go out and register to vote. This is not the time where you're fighting to show up yourself. Nobody concerned about you or whomever it is, whoever is fighting to be this and fighting to be that. Fight for the people. Stand up and talk about the people's rights and their plights. People didn't elect or select or cause you guys to become members of parliament and shadow this and shadow that to only promote yourselves. Dotishness, and some of you know who you are. Out there every single day promoting themselves and nothing about the people. Goddamn shameless creatures. That is what they are.
Mark, not just nothing about the people, but some of these people, they don't even stand 100% behind their leader. The leader of the opposition. I'll be very specific. There's a lot of people who wants to run for leader of the opposition, who wants to do this, who wants to do that, and they don't even stand behind the leader. Listen, you got to stand behind the leader 100%. You got to execute your duties for whichever ministry it is that you are shadowing, and let the people determine whether you are capable enough to be a candidate for leader of the opposition. And you can't call for change at the top
leader
if you would have never supported that leader.
Leadership starts from the top. Real leadership starts from the top. Unfortunately, out in Corriverton, there is no word here at all whether any other than Pastor Sugrim on the ground. Pastor Sugrim doing his thing on the ground. I say kudos to Pastor Sugrim. Kudos to Pastor Sugrim. Pastor Sugrim is a sort of fighter, not fake fighter or makeup fighter or these sort of things, or only fighters or politicians who only want to see what like they and how they sound, whether they sound bright and them nonsense. That people don't have time with those sort of so-called politicians, right? Who only see themselves as just a leader, whether they jump overnight or they were here before or not. People are tired of those people. And look, let me tell you guys, anybody whose only focus is position, be careful with that individual. Be careful. They are never going to be on your side. They are never going to fight for you. God forbid that they ever get an opportunity to be in any leadership position. They will never fight for you. Real leaders don't fight every day to become leaders. Real leaders take off their gloves, take off their boots, take off their shoes, take off their wigs, take off their nuts, and they go on the nuts, I said. Nuts, K-N-O-T-S, nuts. And they go on the ground and they work with the people and they fight for the people and they represent the people. This is not a fashion show where people just believe that, oh, they could just become leader. Oh, I want to be president. Oh, I want to be leader. Every single goddamn day. Go out and fight for the people. Go out and do some goddamn work in the community. Go out and represent people. This is not about a photo op. You snap a photo and you try to sound bright by reading from some goddamn script and these sort of things. Look at what's happening in Corriverton with the people. Where is the shadow minister of local government? Ganesh Mahipal, the honorable MP, where are you? Why is it that you guys can't talk to the people in Corriverton? Why is it that a group of people are not in front of the Ministry of Housing protesting about the corruption? and the victimization and the discrimination against others who have their house flats applications there for many, many years but are being discriminated against. That is what you want your MPs to do, to stand up for your rights, not to stand up and try to impress upon you that they are fit to become leader or presidential candidate and them nonsense that BS, I say. They're just like some of these incompetent folks in the PPP regime, the vagabonds who are now in Dubai. They should have gone to Dubai also with this bunch of ungrateful rats. Sometimes, let me just calm down for a quick moment. Let's see what some of the comments are saying. Folks are saying. Good evening to all of you guys. We are worked up tonight. I need to take we are worked up tonight, guys.
Mark, I do like Teresa Sandyford and her statement. You know, leaders make, groom, and train others to be leaders. Listen, we need to start grooming people. I agree. We need to start training people to become leaders. Because Mark, I'm gonna be frank. I'm gonna give you my opinion tonight. You know, I'm just not in the mood. I'm kind of tired of what I'm seeing.
Your opinion.
All right. The way some of the MPs in the opposition act from time to time, Mark, it makes you feel like if these people are compromised, man. They're so bored, man.
Some of them are compromised.
Yes. You heard what I said, the way some of them behave.
Some of them do not know what it is to fight for the people. And anybody who doesn't know how to fight for the people can never fight to become a leader, because the ordinary people on the streets ain't stupid, you know. They're not dotish. They know who is real and who is not real.
Well, Mark, listen, I'm going to even go a little bit further here. Someone who cannot fight for the people should not be sitting in that position, period. Okay? We need to have a method of elimination here. You understand me? If people are not performing now, Mark, and let's say 2025, there's a new government in place, those people should not go to parliament. They absolutely should not go to parliament because they have not executed their mandate to the people. Why should they go to parliament? You tell me why they should go to parliament.
You know, if I had my way, a lot of these people would not have made it through the parliament. They're lazy. They do not represent the people. And one and two of them only, all they're doing is fighting the leader. They want to become leader. They want to be presidential. I'm tired of those vagabonds. Go out and do some work, man. Lazy individuals. Intellectually lazy and politically lazy. That is what they are. That is who they are. They know who they are. And at some point in time, we will let you guys know who they are. Mr. Caesar.
You know something, Mark? I'm going to say this. It's just a personal thing with me. When you see I get into something, I never get into something that I know that I cannot win. And if the opposition thinks that there is not a strategy beyond them and they're the last hope, not with me. I always have plan A, B, C, and my plans go on and on. You know, these people, Mark, they really need to get with the people. All right? Everything in Guyana these days seems to be transactional. We have a 48% dropout rate in Guyana. How are we building, you understand me, an oil-producing country with a 48% dropout rate? What are we doing about that? The opposition don't have to wait until they get in power to address such things, Mark. We could start putting strategies in place. We could start tabling strategies for the installed government that is now in place to put in, you understand me, put into works if they choose to or if they choose not to, but at least, you understand me, we are putting forth strategies. We are putting forth solutions as an opposition. These are the things you have to fall back on when you do get in government. Those things that were not executed, that you would have put forth, that were not executed by the installed regime. So there is always work to do. But what I find, Mark, is that a lot of times many people from the top to bottom in the opposition, I'm not excluding anyone, seems to sit passively. We cannot continue to be passive. We see what's happening. Cost of living is through the roof. There's no disposable income for Guyanese. You know, the literacy rate in Guyana is no good. These are things that we need to address. We need to be very frontal when it comes to these issues. I could tell you guys this. Barry Jack Dew is a man. I'm telling you, sometimes that man don't sleep. You guys need to get like him. He don't sleep. You know why? He want to keep his thumb on Guyana all the time. All right? He want to keep his thumb on Guyana all the time. You guys need to wake up, man. We are here to help. A lot of us have the necessary knowledge that could put Guyana over the top. But some of you guys that sit in government and some of you guys that sit in the opposition, you tend to believe that you're the smartest heads they got out there. Well, I'm going to tell you this. You guys need to start listening, and you need to listen carefully. Okay? Because there's many of us out here that can educate you. Okay? That can put strategies in place that can make Guyana a very, very, very profitable and successful nation. We just need to eliminate the corruption. We need to eliminate the behaviors of our elected leaders. And when I say we need to eliminate that behavior, it may be eliminating some of you guys, getting you guys out of government. Guyanese, I call on you guys to stop settling for mediocrity. The only way Guyana could be moved forward, well, one is to have this installed regime removed. But that doesn't do it 100%. We have to hold our leaders. We have to hold our government officials accountable. This is the only way that we can weed out corruption in our country. Look at the Public Accounts Committee, Mark. That committee does not meet often. They do not meet often. Why? Because the PPPC doesn't want that committee to meet. They set thresholds. There must be a certain amount of members from the government side present before any meeting can commence. Opposition, you got a lot of work to do. How can you allow a sitting government to do something like that? That is total lack of transparency. That is total disrespect to the people of Guyana. And Mark, you know something? This government has totally mapped the floor with our constitution, starting with the lack of free education at the university level. And I could go on and on, starting with the inept operation of the Georgetown Public Hospital, continuing with the inept service that is provided by Guyana Power and Light and GWI. Guyanese, you got to raise your standards. Again, stop accepting mediocrity. And Mark, while I'm at it, GWI and Guyana Power and Light and the installed PPPC regime, y'all should waive payments from the Guyanese people for December and January and subsidize it with some of that oil revenue that you guys are receiving. You know, you guys think you're going to just walk away just like that? Nah, man. I'm a public accountant, and I'm going to come for you. Over to you, sir.
All right. 4 minutes after 10 o'clock in Guyana. Good evening to all of you folks who are watching us, and even our the first time watchers, so to speak. Sorry about that, operator. Not sure what's going on. Sorry about that. Yep. So we're looking at the time. I know you guys have had a busy day. Tonight was a spicy night, very energized. Wayne Caesar, the opposition folks got to do more. They got to do more. You know, leaders, you don't just take a big hard back person in their 40s and their 50s and groom them to be leaders. You got to start from young. It starts from in the school. Look at all these youngsters in Congress, in the Senate, and so forth, who are chief of staffs and all these things. Um, Chief of staff, they are PR persons to the elected officials. They're young people in their early 20s and so forth and so on. Once you reach the age of Wayne season, all of you guys watching, y'all are hard back. Unlike me, I could consider it like young people. I'm part of the young people crew. But once you over 40 something, you're hard back. You know, you can't groom a hard back person in their 40s and 50s and 60s to be leaders now. It's too late for that. And politics is not something that you get elected and you learn on the job. You got to know, you have to have an idea what it's about. But Mr. Caesar, it's after 9. We really have to go. We have to go. So I'll just take your brief closing remarks.
You know, Mark, my closing remark tonight, you know, I am just saddened, you know, to know that we have young people in Guyana who are, you know, just born into failure. Cost of living is through the roof. Their parents cannot afford to send them to school. They're sitting at a stand selling newspaper and a few other commodities while their parents is in Georgetown also selling, and is totally missing an opportunity to be educated. Our framework, our systems in Guyana to educate our people are there, they're in place. But Mark, like both you and I would have said, we have the wrong government in place. So therefore, this mandate of education is not being executed correctly. It's very, very hard, Mark, for a child to grow up uneducated, because that child is going to face challenges throughout his or her entire life. And this is something that I would definitely like to see change. And again, this is my last appeal to the people of Guyana. Please go out and get registered to vote. It starts with voting. I mean, yes, get registered to vote. It starts with voting. And again, to all 6 ethnic groups across Guyana, don't vote race, vote to the issues. What we address tonight, Mark, is a whole lot of issues. Over to you, sir, and a pleasant good evening to everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Caesar. Appreciate it. Appreciate your time. And to all of you beautiful people, some new listeners, people from all across the world, we thank you so much. But for the people who are in Guyana, in Region 1, and those other regions close to the Venezuela border, our prayers are with you guys right now. Stand strong. I wish I was there with you guys at the border, not sitting in a hammock, but walking, defending, ready to defend the country of our birth, ready to defend the country in a meaningful way. Not like these Pakus who pack up and get away. They get away. Jack Dale and Irfan Ali are 2 Pakus. They get away from the country. And maybe at some point in time, we'll have a nice chutney about them getting away from Guyana. Again, Mr. Caesar, thank you so much for your time, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you. All right, Caesar there for you guys, telling it like it is. And look, we've got to pray for Guyana. And just to let you know that some of our organizers for that meeting at Woodbine are away. Some of them are soldiers and so forth. They're away. And so we have decided to cancel the event at Woodbine until further notice. We're not finishing. We're not saying that's it, but we have canceled the event for Woodbine this Friday until further notice. So the bookers and all these people who love to go to these events, and Brenda and everybody, don't get disappointed. Don't get disappointed. It's canceled for a particular reason. It's canceled until further notice. So no Woodbine event this Friday. No Woodbine event this Friday, guys. None whatsoever, according to Antidata. All right. But let me head off, and I'll be back tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. This song is for Kaki and Kaka, who are now in Dubai, enjoying themselves. drinking up, dancing up, sporting up, and they left Guyanese behind. Oh, so sad. Bye, everybody. Thank you all so much. And Gayatri and the crew, thank you all for watching as well. God bless you all. Tata.
I was drinking in the bar with some friends in the country. I met this young man who sang this song for me. I was drinking in the bar with some friends in the country. I met this young man who sang this song for me. He was knocking the table and singing his song. There were tears in his eyes and a bottle in his hand. I went to his table to ask him his name. And what he told me that gave him his name. I did not know I'm drinking my rum, boy, I'm drinking tonight. No one loves me and that is no lie.
Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Despacito.
That's gonna be really wild. When the working day is done, oh girls, they wanna have fun. Oh girls, just wanna have fun.
So, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
We are a peaceful people, struggling, we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. No, we ain't giving up no mountain, and we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belong to we. Not the one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one for us, not a blade of grass. This land is our land now, we're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we are moving from here, make no mistake. No, we ain't giving up no mountain, no, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belong to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one for us, not a blade of grass. We love the open country of the